Be warned, this video will contain spoilers. Tim's vision of his own death in the White Lotus Season 3, Episode 6 is one of the most haunting moments of the season. He sees himself lying dead, a gunshot wound to the head, with Piper and Victoria discovering his body in horror. The raw performances from Parker Posey and Sarah Catherine Hook make this sequence even more disturbing. But the real question is, why does Tim have this vision in the first place? It all ties back to his attempted suicide at the end of Episode 5. If Victoria hadn't intervened, Tim might have already gone through with it. The fact that he was stopped doesn't mean his suicidal thoughts disappeared. If anything, his trauma continues to manifest, leading to this vision. What makes it even more unsettling is the presence of Piper and Victoria in his hallucination. Up until now, Tim's actions have been largely self-destructive, but this vision suggests he is now fully aware of the devastation his death would bring to his family. It's a turning point in how he processes his own despair. While he may not vocalize it, this nightmare forces him to confront how his choices impact others, something that wasn't fully explored in Episode 5. But then, the White Lotus goes even further. Later in Episode 6, Tim has another vision, this time of killing Victoria. He imagines himself standing over her while she sleeps, gun in hand. He apologizes, professes his love, and then shoots her before turning the gun on himself. It's a chilling moment, only broken when Saxon arrives and snaps Tim out of his dark thoughts. But what drives Tim to have this second vision? The answer lies in a conversation he had with Victoria earlier in the episode. Victoria makes a remark about Piper not wanting to live in Thailand without the comforts of wealth, and then casually states that she herself would rather die than live in poverty. This shakes Tim to his core. He knows his reckless involvement with Kenny Nguyen could destroy his family's fortune. Suddenly, his vision of killing Victoria isn't just a random nightmare, it's his subconscious reacting to her words. In his mind, taking her life and his own becomes a twisted act of mercy. He is drowning in the weight of his mistakes, and his brain interprets her statement as an excuse to drag her down with him. The vision isn't just about violence, it's about his desperation, his need to escape the consequences of his actions, and his warped sense of responsibility for Victoria's fate. Then there's Tim's conversation with the monk. At first, he asks about Piper's plans, but the discussion quickly shifts to death. The monk describes life as a droplet of water returning to the ocean, making death a peaceful reunion with the universe. This concept clearly resonates with Tim, influencing his thoughts and potentially feeding into his visions. He is no longer just fearing death, he is beginning to rationalize it as an escape, or even as a release from suffering. This is one of the most profound moments in the episode because it provides insight into Tim's crumbling psyche. The monk's words aren't inherently dark, but in Tim's fragile state, they take on a dangerous meaning. So, does all of this mean Tim is actually going to die? The White Lotus Season 3's premiere teased a dead body, and with the stolen gun and Tim's multiple suicidal visions, it seems like he could be the obvious choice. The show has heavily associated Tim with death, but I don't think his fate is that straightforward. The White Lotus isn't a show that makes things easy to predict. While Tim's internal struggles are central to the story, his visions don't necessarily mean he's doomed. If anything, these hallucinations serve to highlight just how close he is to the edge rather than confirm his ultimate demise. Now, what do you think? Is the White Lotus setting Tim up for a tragic end? Or is this just another misdirection? Could his visions be a warning rather than a prophecy? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk theories.